Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing today? No sin of the day, boot of the day, are the Frank's Patriots, the best boots you can buy for under $400. That's including tax and shipping. I've been on a little well, not necessarily a troll thing lately. To give you some background, I've been looking for a car. I'm a reasonably priced Toyota Camry or Corolla or a Honda Accord or a Honda Civic. Not really looking for much. It can be a base model. Could be an fender bender. My main thing is I don't want it over 150,000 miles, and I don't want it for over $10,000. And boy, oh boy, 10,000 out the door, I should say. And really don't care how many owners it has. Like I said, I don't really care if it's been in a fender bender or a wreck or something like that. I just don't want it, but boy, oh boy, is that a hard feat. I've probably talked to 10 to 20, not necessarily 20, but probably, let's go with 10, probably about 10 dealerships looking for one of these cars. It's been, I don't want to say reputable, but it's been, Toyota dealers. It's been like car maker type dealerships. It's also been, little car lots, used car lots, etc., etc. And man, oh man, can I tell you some stories? Oh my gosh, no wonder these lots are not moving vehicles. Some of these car salesmen are just absolute pricks. I mean, really are pricks. There was one dealership. This was actually a Mazda. It was actually a Mazda dealership. And it wasn't a Toyota, or it was a Mazda, and I was just looking at it. I mean, it was low miles, really not a bad price, but I didn't really agree with all the little extra add-ons they were doing. And they added on a service fee, and I was like, hey, what's this service fee about? He was like, oh, that's where our mechanics went through and done a multi-point inspection. I said, but don't you all do that on every car? He was like, yeah, but we had to pay our guys. I said, will you pay your guys extra for doing this, or are they hourly employees? He said, no, they're hourly. I said, okay, then why am I paying extra? So if these guys sat on their butts for 8 hours a day, you're going to still pay them $35 an hour. So why are you charging me more when they just done a multi-point inspection? And if anybody, sorry, I need to do a trim. If anybody really knows anything, these multi-point inspections, they just go through, look, yeah, check, look, check. They're really not doing that good of a job. And then they were charging $700 for an exterior protection package. I said, okay. I said, and I kind of, I know what this is, kind of getting to. And I said, hey, so, if you don't mind me asking, who did you send it to do the paint correction, the ceramic coating? He's like, oh no, we don't do that. We have this chemical that we spray on. I said, okay. I said, and I was asking him, the process of it. And he's like, oh yeah, we just take it and we spray it on. We buff it in and all this other stuff. I said, so it's really not a protective coat. It's really not anything protective. It's basically just what you can go to O'Reilly's or any auto parts store and get it and wipe off, basically, like a spray and wax type of deal. He's like, yeah, but this has a 4-year warranty. I said, well, explain that warranty. He said, oh yeah, if how did he explain it? He said, oh yeah, if it's not protecting your paint like it should, we'll reapply it. And I thought, well, most of the, a lot of the majority of people who are buying the segment of cars I'm looking at are either usually people who just want a car to drive back and forth to work, which is kind of what I want, but then also a car that's reasonable on gas to go on long trips. 16 year-old to 24-year-old girls, 18 So, they can sell this stuff to those people at, what it takes. Because, $700, you know, for a few hundred more, you can get a true paint correction and ceramic coating that has a true warranty to it. Literally, if it's not, shedding water how it should, they will go back, strip the ceramic off, do another paint correction, another ceramic coating, so on and so forth. And then sometimes guys will put in like, we'll do a wash for a year for you. Just bring it in, once a month, we'll wash it, stuff like that. True reputable places that do paint corrections and ceramic coatings. And then the biggest thing that I've noticed also is that these Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram dealerships, a bunch of crooks. I swear to God. I'm not advising anyone to, make financial decisions, but I don't think I would ever buy a car at a Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram dealership. I would stay away. They're still hung up on the whole pandemic thing where you could, low interest, all this off, and everyone's approved. Everyone, just show up. You want a Hellcat, approved. You get your baby mama to sign for you a Hellcat. You're approved. $1,500 for 25 years. Something crazy like that. But I've had such an issue. I send the little thing in, call. They call. We call. Text back and forth. And with my job, I'm really not able to, and they want you to set up an appointment. They want to make it sound really official. Let's set up an appointment, Mr. Lee. I said, it's kind of hard with my job. I'm on call 24/7, and I do get 10 hours of rest, but, I need my sleep. So, I'd really like, oh, yeah, that's completely fine. When would you like? Well, I really don't know. It could go 2 or 3 days without getting called. I could get my 10 hours of rest, boom, get called. Go out of town. Come back in, 10 hours of rest, boom, get called, So I really don't have that much of a time, and the time I do have, I'm probably not going to be in the best mood anyway, but especially dealing with car salesmen. Now, this is nothing against car salesmen at all, but this is just some of the kind of dirtier things I found. But I say, okay, what's that to the door price? Okay, what's your ad, I say, what's your address? I say, well, I was going to give you my zip code. I'm not going to give you my address because this is something that I learned from a friend of mine that is a sleazy used car salesman. He really is a sleazy used car salesman. He told me, he said, don't give them your exact address. He said, just give them the zip code. He said, if you give them the exact address, we're going to look up how much your house is worth, and then, try to say, well, you can afford this, Mr. Lee. You make this much a month, all this, I'm sure you have a nice house. Yeah, you looked it up on Zillow because you can anyone's house. You can look up anything you want to on Zillow and get the price. I said, I'll give you my address. Okay, well, if you come in, we'll be able to give you a more accurate price. Why does me coming in have anything to do with a more accurate price? If I'm sitting here talking to you on the phone about buying a car, then, and with my schedule, then I'm pretty serious, And I might not have the time to come and look at it right now, but I am serious. Or you text me, just what's that to the door price? And I have had some dealerships, send it to me in email, send it to me in text, Or they'll say, well, Mr. Lee, this is a rough estimate, And then I'll ask them, okay, what's this tacked on right here? Oh no, that's blah blah blah, That's a shipping fee from where we had to ship it from the auction to here. No, that is covered in the business cost. Okay, if I go, I live an hour from work. I'm not gonna claim mileage for I can't, but it's not gonna be like, oh well, I'm gonna claim mileage from my house to work. No, that's not how it does. That's not how it is. That's just the cost of doing business. I'm not gonna pay a shipping fee, an extortion fee, because you had to ship it from the auction to here. You have guys that you pay $15 an hour to drive a truck to go get a car and bring it back. So I'm not doing that. I'll buy the guy a hot dog. I'll buy the guy a cheeseburger, but I'm not gonna pay, you know, $500 for you picking a car up at an auction or another dealership and bringing it here. Yeah, well, you know, well, what if you don't like the way it drives? I'm not going to buy it. I've driven several Honda Accords, Civics, Camrys, Corollas. They basically all drive the same unless they have something wrong with them. People say, oh, well, you know, it has a higher profile tire. Okay, it has a 5 more millimeter high profile tire. It's 5 millimeters wider. It's 5, you know, it's really not that big of a difference. Oh yeah, Mr. Lee, you'll love the way that this Corolla drives. You'll absolutely love it. It's the Corolla S, you know. Okay, yeah, but it's been in 4 wrecks. You know, it probably doesn't drive as good as some of these other ones because it's all, you know, screwed up. Well, might not be screwed up, you know, you never know. But, you know, they pretty much all drive the same unless they have something wrong with them. You know, like one Corolla that has Uniroyal tires on it is going to drive the same as another Corolla that has Uniroyal tires on it. You know, you can't really argue there because a lot of these, you know, these cars are made to be the same. You know, be the same. Well, Mr. Lee, you know what? Like I said, Mr. Lee, what if you get in here and you don't like the way it drives? I'm not going to buy it. Simple. If I get in it, I smell oil, I smell antifreeze. If there's a bad exhaust leak, I mean like a really bad exhaust leak, more than likely not going to buy it. You know, if it's leaking oil, not going to buy it. If go down the road and it shakes real bad, not going to buy it. You know, but now if I'm going down the road 90 miles an hour and there's just a little bit of, okay, yeah, that's it. You know, that's understandable. But more than likely, these cars have been driven by women, you know, young women. They're just going to put the cheapest tire on it as possible. My girlfriend put like $50 tires on her car. I would never do that, but, you know, nonetheless. But a lot of these sales tactics, you know, are used to entice, create a sense of urgency, FOMO, fear of missing out. You know, well, Mr. Lee, if you come in today, we can get it to you for this deal. Sorry, I'm out of town. I'm over 2 hours from your dealership. The only way to get there is on a train. You know, and according to your dealership, it's about 10 miles from that train, so I'm gonna have to get on the train, stop, get fired, walk 10 miles, you know, then maybe drive back. You know, it's just stupid stuff. But different things like that. And I'm telling you all this, and I'm telling people this, hopefully, to realize don't let other people take advantage of you. Nothing is worse than being taken advantage of. I've been taken advantage of on vehicles before. I have. I get in it. I really like the way it drives. I like the way it goes. A really good looking vehicle. Yeah, okay, let's put the deal together. I don't care what it is. I don't care what the interest rate is. I don't care what the payment is. Let's put the deal together. And that's another thing. Well, what payment are you looking to be at? They can make that payment whatever they want to be. Move a couple numbers around. You know, just do this, do that. You know, move a couple numbers around. Whatever you want it to be. It's an equation. It's an equation. All they got to do is move the numbers around and make it what they want to. You want that payment at $350 a month? Sure. Let's just make them finance it for another year. Let's let's see if we can get another $500 down. If we can get another $500 down, then we can do that. Oh well, we couldn't get you approved. But we ran your credit 45 other times. Stuff like that. And people might say, oh, well, it was in a certain day window. It's not going to be that bad. Still, it is bad because it's not right. One time I went to a dealership and I filled out the credit application and kept, and I do have Credit Karma. People say, well, Credit Karma isn't accurate. It gets you within a few points, okay? If you have a 420, a 421 isn't gonna, if Credit Karma shows you have a 421 and you have a 420, it's not gonna, it's not gonna help. But, yeah, just the whole, come in, drive it, no. Quit using these tactics. If you cannot give me an out the door price, I don't want it. But, you know, like I said, don't let people take advantage of you. Nothing is worse than being taken advantage of. Stay true, get a good deal, do that shrewd negotiation. American Pie Lights out.